The town of Blue River has sustained catastrophic damage.
Multiple fires are burning tonight in Oregon, destroying homes and shutting down roads, and we're not done yet.
We have team coverage from the devastating damage in the McKenzie Bridge area to fires forcing people out of their homes all over our area, and a forecast that's causing concern as we head into the evening.
We've lived here for 3 generations, but it's just stuff.
Plus, as families look for a place to stay safe, COVID concerns are keeping shelters from hosting large groups. What's being done to help those who don't have a place to go? Coming up on KEZI 9 News at 5 right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 5.
And we begin tonight with fires burning all over the state of Oregon, and Governor Kate Brown is taking action to get more resources to help. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee McCullough.
And I'm Matt Templeman. Take a look at the latest evacuation orders as we have them here. A level 3 order, which means go, is in place for 37 miles. That's what you see in red. From Walterville Elementary east to the McKenzie Ranger Station, including all roads north and south of the highway. Level 2, which is in orange there, means be set. That's been issued for residents from the McKenzie Ranger Station to the junction of Highway 126 and Highway 20. There is also a level 2 order issued for all residents from Walterville Elementary west to Thurston Road, including Deerhorn Road and all adjoining roads. And then just a short time ago, the entire Marcola Valley has been put under level 2 orders, including Camp Creek and Upper Camp Creek roads. Meantime, the governor approved an emergency conflagration declaration for the Holiday Farm, Beachy Creek, and Lions Shed fires. By declaring an emergency, the governor is saying the threat from these fires is too much for local firefighting personnel to handle. So the Oregon Office of State Fire Marshal can mobilize resources to help out.
We do have team coverage tonight, including the latest forecast with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen about what we can expect tonight. We want to begin, though, with Emma Jerome to tell us about the devastation from the Holiday Farm fire. Emma?
Yeah, Matt, Renee, I'm here in Walterville, about a mile west from Walterville Elementary School, where you said the Oregon State Fire Marshal has made their command post. We are in the level 2 evacuation zone, ready to move at any point. But just to put things into perspective, I'm in Walterville. You go a little more east, and that's Leeburg, and a little more east than that, and that's Vida. Vida is the belly of this fire. This fire is burning about 2 miles west of Vida. This fire has grown, at last check, to 35,000 acres big. 80 to 100 structures have been burnt in the small town of Blue River, and that was confirmed this morning at an emergency meeting with the Lane County Commissioners. And like I said, this fire is 2 miles west of Vida, burning from milepost 27 to 46 along Highway 126. Highway 126 is closed. The public information officer, Damon Simmons, says they have to take a cautious approach to the way that they fight this fire.
It's burning on both sides of the road, both sides of the river right now. When these fires burn like that, it sends fire debris down any embankments, so we can have large boulders that go into the road. We can also have large trees obviously fall into the road. So that kind of debris can fall behind our fire apparatus.
Okay, this fire began around last night at 9:30, and towns that have structures which are damaged are Vida, Blue River, McKenzie Bridge, Leeburg, and Walterville. I am here on Highway 126, and there are still people continuing to get out of here because we are in those evacuation zones. And like an hour ago when I was speaking with you guys, it was thick smoke. Now it's almost clear. That just shows how things continue to change and develop. And as things continue to change and develop, we're going to let you know. But for now, reporting live in Walterville, Emma Jerome, KEZI 9 News.
Emma, thank you. We continue our team coverage now with Marissa Walzen live on the Weather Center to show us what we can expect tonight. Marissa.
Well, Matt, we are looking at a big concern about the winds. The winds have been the biggest cause of the rapid fire spread and growth last night, as well as what we are looking at right now. We are looking at easterly winds. If you have anyone that lives up in the Gorge or the Portland area, they talk about the easterly winds there all of the time. But we're actually seeing winds just like that here across western Oregon. These are our current wind speeds. These are not wind gusts. These are sustained winds, consistent winds. You can see along I-5. Yes, calm winds in Roseburg, at least at the weather station there, but up towards Eugene and Corvallis, 15 to 25 miles per hour. But it's more about the mountains. Across the mountain passes, we are looking at winds 40 to 55 miles per hour. We will still see some strong winds over the next 6 to 12 hours, and then winds will start to let up just a bit. We do have a high wind warning in place place for the Cascades, as well as the Cascade foothills of Lane and Lynn counties. Through the rest of this evening, we are still looking at winds expected to be out of the east, 20 to 30 miles per hour, with gusts possible near 50 miles per hour, exactly what we are seeing right now. We also have a wind advisory in place for the Willamette Valley all the way out to the coast. Winds will not be quite as strong, but we're still looking at breezy conditions, mainly out of the east, 15 to 30 miles per hour, with wind gusts near 45 miles per hour. So I would love to report that we are going to see a decrease in the winds through this evening. Yes, they may be 5 miles per hour lighter than yesterday, but we are still going to have the winds be a factor for the rapid fire growth. Have a plan in place. Be prepared, even if you think that you live very far from the fires, and you may actually be completely fine once this is all said and done. But it is great to have a plan in place just in case you need to go immediately. Matt and Renee.
Hey guys, we are live right here in Walterville, and I gotta tell you one thing. Moments ago, we had complete smoke. Look up now. We're looking at sunshine, as just a few minutes ago, the sun has come out, and that's because we're seeing a reversal in the wind direction. We had a very potent east wind here, and now the wind is gradually switching to the east-southeast, and as a result, we're seeing that smoke blow up to the north. This is going to be a breeding ground for fires here overnight tonight. You can actually see behind me right now, they have road closures on Highway 126 if you are heading westbound, as folks should not be heading up in that direction today. We got very dry vegetation. The humidity values have been between 15 and 20%, and we've also been tracking those very gusty winds here, as Marissa has just said. Visibility has been improving here in Walterville, but just to the north, we're seeing the visibility get a lot worse in a hurry. Reporting live in Walterville, Dylan Robichaud, KEZI 9 News.
All right, thank you very much, Dylan. Some people who have been forced out of their homes are meeting at Thurston High School. And
KEZI 9 News reporter Kennedy Dendy is live there tonight to show us how they are doing tonight. Kennedy?
Matt, Renee, this morning, this parking lot was even more packed with people who had to flee from their homes in the middle of the night. And since then, people have taken shelter at homes of friends and family. And as you see right here behind me, evacuees are currently signing up for motel and hotel rooms. Now, people have been here at Thurston High School since around 10:30 last night, and many have shared that they were woken up in the middle of the night to banging on their doors. Since then, they were driven away in fire trucks or police cars, leaving everything they knew behind. Now, one woman I spoke to says she's been at the high school since 1 o'clock this morning. All she has is the clothes on her back.
It's devastating. Our son is going to U of O. He just lost all his dorm stuff, all his brand new
clarinets,
expensive clarinet that we got him, and it's just, yes. My car is toast. A beautiful Lexus convertible that he got me for my graduation last year, because I graduated U of O.
Now, I was just told by a staff member here at the high school that firefighters will be given shelter at Thurston Middle School to use the showers and facilities there. Now, coming up in this 6 o'clock hour, I have more stories to share with you about those who are wondering what's next. Live in Springfield, Kennedy Dendy, KEZI 9 News.
Thank you very much, Kennedy. Willamette Lane is opening its doors at the Bob Kiefer Center and the Adult Activity Center for evacuees, but for day use only. Anyone who had to escape the fires or lost power is welcome. They'll allow RVs in the parking lot, but space is limited. There will be no charge for those who need to use the shelter, and it could eventually be used as an overnight shelter.
And now to Douglas County, where the entire county is under a level 1 evacuation order, and that means be ready. Dozens of people have been forced out of their homes because of the French Creek fire. It started at about midnight near Glide. It's burned 450 acres. Crews say they're making good progress, but it hasn't been easy. Carna Elness had to leave his home right outside of Glide, and he doesn't know what to expect when the fires are out.
We own 200 acres of forest land, and we're worried that all of our forest is going to burn down, the cabins, the houses that we have there.
Reed says they have stopped most of the spread and they'll be working to cool hot spots for the rest of the day.
People have also been forced out of their homes and traffic is being diverted because of the Star Mountain fire in Douglas County. That fire broke out at about 9 o'clock this morning north of Highway 138 east of Glide. It's already scorched more than 250 acres near Susan Creek Road, and there are also several smaller spot fires south of the highway burning about 50 acres. Crews are in the air and on the ground trying to contain it. Highway 138 east is closed at the Green Bridge for eastbound traffic and at Steamboat Creek for westbound traffic. Boy, it didn't take long for Lane County commissioners to declare an emergency because of these fires.
Whereas Lane County is experiencing a severe wildfire that has put lives at risk and caused widespread damage to private and public properties, and whereas temperatures and winds remain high and humidity remains low, causing the fire to burn rapidly throughout the McKenzie River corridor.
Yeah, they met first thing this morning, just hours after that fire broke out, and the board voted unanimously to declare a local emergency, which will free up to $500,000 to respond. The county administrator says that fire has already done devastating damage.
The town of Blue River has sustained catastrophic damage. According to one fire responder, it appears that at least 80 to 100 houses in Blue River were lost. We expect that other homes and businesses within the fire area have burned, and we should expect loss of life.
And that state of emergency will be in effect for 2 weeks.
There are concerns tonight about the air quality and COVID, some of the similar symptoms to watch for. Next on KEZI 9 News at 5, and why cloth masks won't protect you right now.
You're watching KEZI 9 News at 5. Live, local, late breaking. Live, local, late breaking. This is KEZI 9 News at 5 with Matt Templeman, Renee McCullough, and Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Officials with Lane County Public Health say the smoke from the fires can increase the risk of COVID complications.
And a regular cloth mask will not protect you from the debris. You can see that we added 169 new cases today in Oregon, putting our total at 28,355. There have been 4 more deaths, including an 86-year-old man from the Eugene-Springfield area. Oregon's death toll is 468. 105 people are in the hospital, including 33 in intensive care.
All right, taking a look at our local viewing area tonight, we have devastating news out of Evergreen Memory Care in Eugene. Staff tell us 5 residents have now died. Overall, Lane County is reporting 28 new cases from the holiday weekend. That is not today alone. 57 people are considered infectious and 2 are in the hospital. There have now been 30 cases connected to Evergreen Memory Care. Benton County added 1 new case today. There are no new cases for Lynn, Coos, and Douglas counties.
Now, Jason Davis with Lane County Public Health says the poor air quality can cause symptoms that mimic COVID, and that includes watery eyes, difficulty breathing, an irritated throat and passageways. If you have muscle aches and pains, vomiting, or a fever, you should get tested because those are not symptoms of poor air quality. If you do plan to be outside, a cloth mask will not protect you from the microscopic particulate matter. Davis says that N95 masks can help, but you do have to have them fit tested.
They have to fit securely all around your mouth area and be very snug in order to provide that level of protection. And also, you cannot have facial hair and wear an N95 mask. It will not be effective at filtering out that particulate matter.
He says people with respiratory problems have an increased risk of COVID complications, so it is best to stay indoors and keep your windows closed.
Live Traffic 9 update. We do have numerous roads across the area that are closed at this moment, including 126, of course, the one that goes up towards the Cascade and even across the Antietam Pass. As you work your way farther to the north, also looking at Highway 20 closed at this moment, and then also looking at a few other highways, including near Alsea, looking at a wildfire in that area, and then also just near Swiss Home, we do have that highway closed too. But a note, if you are traveling anywhere this evening, turn your lights on, even though the sun does not set until closer to 8 o'clock. You need them on in the smoky skies. I'll have a close look at your forecast next.
Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Marissa Walzen.
Well, if you aren't near a fire, you are likely being impacted by the smoke, and we are looking at smoke all the way out here in Coos Bay. And I say all the way out here because in Coos Bay, you're about 100 miles from the fires that are burning. Maybe not quite 100, but very close to that, and that is where your smoke is coming from. And not only are you looking at a little bit of smoke, but you are looking at so much smoke that it is impacting your air quality, which I'll have more details on in just a second. Temperatures are cooler. You saw 90 in North Bend today. I have an update on if that was a record-breaking temperature or not coming up on KEZI 9 News at 6. But now you're down to 77 degrees because we have all the smoke moving through. Even though the weather station's reporting clouds, they're not clouds. It is definitely smoke. We are looking at breezy conditions at the surface. Winds are mainly out of the northeast to the north, at least through the Willamette Valley. Corvallis and Eugene both reporting northerly winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Otherwise, a little bit more northeast for Florence and North Bend, and calm winds at least at the weather station in Roseburg, though we are seeing some stronger winds where unfortunately we do not have that many weather stations. We're talking the foothills of the Cascades where we do still have these fires burning. Now we are starting to lose visible satellite, which requires daylight, but you can actually still see some of the smoke from some of the fires. Again, this is the Holiday Farm fire that just started very small last night at about 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And with a matter of hours, I put it at likely 10,000 acres close to midnight. That's how quickly it grew. It grew very fast, and now estimates have it around about 35,000 acres. Farther to the north, we have, again, what used to be the Beachy Creek and the Lion's Head fire. These have now become one and turned into the Santiam Canyon fire. And we also have two fires burning now just to the east of Glide 2, bringing smoke through Douglas and Coos counties. We are still going to see smoke as we move into tonight from all of these fires. I do still expect poor air quality, where most of us are looking at unhealthy to very unhealthy to even hazardous air quality across the area, which means you should not be outside at all breathing in this air. If you have an air conditioner, hopefully you have that running in your house to stay cool. If you do not, you will still be able to keep your rooms cool, or at least your body cool. If you close all your windows, you should still not be pulling in that air. But if you have a fan on you, that little breeze across the skin will actually help your body cool just a bit. There's a lot more details into the reason why of that. We don't need to get into the details for that. The coast, you will continue to see smoky skies as we move into tomorrow. It's still going to be warm with temperatures peaking in the low 80s by the early afternoon. The Umpqua Basin, I do expect this smoke to keep temperatures a little bit cooler than previously expected. We're not talking triple-digit heat anymore. We'll likely see temperatures more in the low 80s. And same thing for the Willamette Valley. The smoke today has definitely kept us cool. We'll see highs near 80 degrees as we move into tomorrow late afternoon. 7-day forecast showing a nice change coming our way. Hazier skies on Thursday, which means less smoke, and then we're actually going to pick up clouds and even some light drizzle Saturday and Sunday morning, and then maybe even a few more showers on Monday. The Umpqua Basin, you'll also see the clouds, but we'll get those clouds from the northwest, which means cleaner air and air with more moisture to it. That should hopefully help some fire crews, and not to mention cooler temperatures coming our way. You can see them there in the Cascades as well as the Willamette Valley. We will likely be into the 70s by Sunday, so there is some good weather in our future. Unfortunately, though, the next 12 hours is pretty much the time that we have to get through, Matt and Renee, with the gusty winds, still looking at gusts near 50 miles per hour in the Cascades. Once those winds die down, that'll help fire crews, but then they'll have to deal with the heat before eventually we will get back to cooler temperatures, even more clouds, and even more moisture in the area.
Good. All right. Thank you, Marissa. Crews continue to clean up fallen trees from last night's storm. Why the damage is also keeping some popular hiking spots in our area off limits. Next.
You're watching KEZI 9 News at 5, live, local, late breaking.
Well, needless to say, many of the evacuees from these wildfires are still stunned tonight.
But as KEZI 9 News reporter Chris Lewinberg shows us, community members are coming to their aid as they try to figure out what comes next.
A stream of cars has been arriving at Thurston High School all day. Donations of toys, food, and clothes in hand. Volunteers tell me that this effort grew organically and that the response has been overwhelming.
Inside the high school, the Red Cross is hard at work connecting evacuees with resources. But outside, Good Samaritans with a fire in their heart dropped off supplies unsolicited. By this afternoon, there were piles of water bottles, food, clothes, and toys. While the donations won't go to waste, the Red Cross says right now the generosity can be overwhelming.
We are very grateful that people want to help through the Oregon wildfires, but for the safety of everybody, right now we're unable to accept material donations of any kind. This is a very quick-moving situation, and so we're still evaluating what exactly those needs are.
The Red Cross says when evacuees arrive, their needs are being addressed on a case-by-case basis. Until they have a better handle on how the community can help, generosity in the form of a monetary donation will allow.
The civil authorities have issued a civil emergency message for Lynn OR, beginning at 5:08 p.m. Tuesday, September 8th and ending at 5:08 p.m. Wednesday, September 9th. A level 2 wildfire threat is in the Hawley-Kalapool area to the Lynn Lane County line. Prepare to evacuate. Evacuation is probable. Lake County Fairgrounds and Inco Fairgrounds are available for shelter and can take some livestock if you choose to leave now. Additional updates will follow if evacuation becomes necessary.
In the park. The entrances will stay barricaded and the park will stay closed until conditions improve.
And the city of Eugene has closed the entire Ridgeline Park system as well as Skinner Butte Summit in downtown Eugene through Thursday morning. That includes Hendricks Park. They say there are likely downed trees that do pose a safety risk.
And crews in Eugene have been working through the night and the day to clear those trees that fell or are close to falling because of the windy conditions. They say winds from the east made conditions worse because trees aren't used to wind from that direction. They're focusing on the trees that are blocking roads or that have fallen on homes.
We'll be right back with the very latest on the holiday farm fire and a live report next. Let's go back live to Emma Jerome live in Walterville with the very latest on the holiday farm fire. All right, we apologize for that. We will check in with Emma Jerome again at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock with more from the situation out there near Walterville on Highway 126.
All right, we're going to actually head back out to Emma Jerome. We've got our microphone problem fixed. Emma, what's the latest there?
Start over. I want to actually send it. I'm here in Walterville, but I want to send the footage to some video that we were able to get earlier. And it's video that we were only able to get with a small window of opportunity where the drone was allowed to fly. That's about 300 feet up in the air. It's just a taste of what we're going to be able to show you as the shows go on later tonight at the 6 p.m. hour. But reporting live in Walterville, Emma Jerome, KEZI 9 News.